What is going on, everyone? It's GentooMan here, also known as Rainy, and so the next couple story times, I believe the next 5 or so, are like, they're not really like sequels to each other or anything. They all took place on the same night, so I thought I would tell them like, day after day, probably for the next couple of days. So I'm gonna hop right into the first one. So this story time and the ones following it all take place on St. Patrick's Day. Now St. Patrick's Day is a holiday, I guess, if you want to call it that, where you drink. I don't know. That's pretty much what a lot of people do on St. Patrick's Day. So on this particular St. Patrick's Day, my girlfriend's friends had invited her and I to go out with them and go, bar/club hopping in downtown in the town that we live in. And so we had agreed. So we're like, yeah, it sounds like a good way to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, and it was one of the girls in the group's birthdays, or it was around her birthday, so we were like, yeah, we'll celebrate St. Patrick's Day and her birthday, and we'll make a whole night out of it. So, naturally, I had planned on being there. It sounded fun to me, so I got everything done during the day that I needed to get done. My mom had asked me to drop my sister off at work, so I did that. My girlfriend tagged along, and on our way home, we got Popeyes, because who doesn't love Popeyes? The Popeyes chicken sandwich goes hard. We all know that. And after that, we go to this one kid's house. He's the one who, at his house, we were all meeting up. So we met up there and, did a little bit of pre-gaming, as you do. For those of you who don't know what pre-gaming is, it's when you drink before you go to the bar or club, because drinks there are expensive. And then, obviously we had a DD, because never drink and drive, and you need someone to be able to drive. So we had a DD, and off we went. And now the first club that we ended up going to, it's probably more of a bar than it is a club, but this one's probably my favorite, because they have a bunch of arcade games and pinball machines and stuff, in addition to being a bar. And it's just a lot of fun, because they have Mario Kart machines. There's, like I said, pinball machines, which I love pinball. There's the Hunter game, there's air hockey, there's Rock Band, all sorts of stuff. And this one's probably my favorite because, I'm a fucking nerd and I like to play video games. So, yeah, I like this one. This is probably my favorite bar to go to whenever we go out. But, before we even get to any of the video games, we all sat down at a table, get some drinks, we all get some food, like some chicken wings, and I'm a French fries kind of person myself. Whatever French fry or potato dish they have, I usually go for that. So I got something along the lines of that. And I ordered a Moscow Mule, which is it's my go-to drink when I don't really feel like reading the menu or anything like that. They're pretty good. I like them a lot. So I just ordered one of those. And when it came to the table, it came in this really cool cup. It was almost like this oil slick pattern. I don't know if that's common or what, but it's just this really neat looking cup, right? And I make a couple of comments about it. I'm like, this is a really cool cup. I'd like to have cups like this, stuff like that. Just basic stuff. And before long, we're all finished our food. We all finished up our drinks, because leaving your drinks unattended is not a good idea. And we all head off to play some games. We do that. We play games. We have a good time. And yeah, I kind of got a really good score on pinball. We all played Mario Kart against each other, because they have 4 machines next to each other that connect. And, it was a really good time. It was a really fun start to the night. But it was just our first stops. We're not going to spend the entire night here. So eventually we do go back to our table, because we left our coats there, which was kind of dumb to just leave coats unattended in a bar. I think we all had our wallets with us and not left there, but I wouldn't know that for sure. But we went back, paid our bills and stuff, and I noticed that the cup that I really liked was gone. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe they just, cleared it off the table. But it seemed kind of weird, because a lot of the other, cups and glasses were still on the table. But I didn't really think much of it, right? So, we finish up, we pay our tabs, and we get our coats on, and we step outside to go to our next destination. And my girlfriend taps me on the shoulder, and she's like, hey, I have a surprise for you. And I turn around, and she shows me that, wrapped in her just her little tote bag there, she has the cup. And she took it for me, which is really, really nice of her, to be honest. And, I gave her a hug, and I said, you took it, seriously? That's kind of funny, but it's also, that's cool. Now we have this. Funny story, I think she's currently in possession of this cup, not me. But, you know, I still think it's kind of funny. But yeah, guys, that pretty much tells this whole story without leading into, like, the next part, which, again, isn't really, like, a sequel or anything. It's not the same story, but takes place the same night. And yeah, there's not really anything like super duper crazy about this one, but I just thought it was a nice little story that was kind of funny. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe if you're new. You guys know the drill at this point, or at least I hope you do. And if you're new, stick around, learn the drill, and like and subscribe. And with that, guys, I'm going to end this video before I ramble and ruin my intro anymore. So I'll catch you all in the next one. Later.